Hello my fellow gamers and welcome once again to Philosophy Does. Today I'm going to talk about how to make animals happy in Planet Zoo. First I'm going to show you where to find all the necessary information about the animals and their needs, and then how to satisfy those needs and make the animals happy. Because happy animals are the basis of a profitable zoo as they attract the most guests. And when I am mentioning profits, I will here link my video about how to start and have a profitable zoo. The basis of a happy animal is a fitting habitat. An excellent place to start looking for information about building a good habitat for your animals is the Zoopedia inside the game. It gives you all the information about the animal's original biome, which tells you the optimal temperature and the type of plant life it is used to. You can also see the size requirements for its habitat, the type of fence to use for building it, and the amount of space that it needs to be dedicated to climbing or swimming. Information about its social needs is there as well and helps you plan the size of the habitat according to the number of animals of that species that live together. A lot more information can be found on the Animals Information card, which you open up when you select an animal. But for that, you need to have an animal in its habitat. There are multiple cards, each showing a set of animals' needs and their current status. If you like this video, hit the like button below and leave a comment about your favorite animal species in Planet Zoo. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. This is the breakdown of all the animals' needs, also known as animal welfare. First, you have the nutrition needs, then the social needs, habitat, and lastly, enrichment needs. Each of these needs will directly and dramatically reduce the animal's happiness if they are not satisfied. All of the animals have their nutrient needs, which is broken down to food and water. But to make things more interesting, quality of the food and water is also a factor. Food quality goes up with research, and water quality is maintained with regular cleaning. Luckily, these nutritional needs are easiest to manage, as your every habitat has to include a source of food and water, which comes in different shapes and sizes depending on the animal. Along with that, you need to set up a keeper and give him the job of resupplying the habitat with water and food, and a caretaker to clean up the smelly leftovers, in other words, poop. Once your animal is well fed and it's not thirsty, it might want to take a nap, for which you will need to build a shelter, or use one of the pre-built blueprints. This is another need that you have to satisfy, but it wouldn't do to have a giraffe go to sleep shivering or a timber wolf sweating. This is why you need to check the temperature requirements of the animal and make the habitat match those needs. Same goes for the exhibit animals with the addition of humidity requirements. To raise or lower the temperature and make the habitat all comfy and pleasing to the animals, you have to place heaters or coolers. As for the animals in the exhibits, with your vet in the research center researching about them, you will unlock temperature and humidity controls for their exhibit. When the animal eats, drinks, and has a nice nap in the shelter, where the temperature is exactly to its liking, it will start to notice that the habitat is a bit boring. Yes, there are those funny looking humans with their odd food and drinks behind the glass to look at, but the animals need something to play with, or just to get a good back rub, naturally. To satisfy this need, you first have to do the required research in the research center with your veterinarian about a particular animal species and its habitat. Once the research is done, you will unlock enrichment items, aka toys, for the animal's habitat. But do keep in mind that just as we humans, animals also grow bored of playing with the same things every day. So, that is why you need to periodically switch up the enrichment items to keep things interesting for the animals. Social needs is the next thing you need to take care of to improve animal happiness. Each species has its own particular group size and composition it prefers. Some like large groups, some only one companion. In some animal species, two males will live alongside each other peacefully, but in others, they will fight each other for the dominance over the females in the habitat. Make sure to read the animal's description in the Zoopedia as well as the social needs card to get the right social structure for each habitat. As a lone male or female will hit the blues if left alone and won't be a pretty sight for the visitors. But even when the animals are an amazing sight to behold and your visitors are excited and happy for the view, you also need to think about the animal's side of the glass, so to speak, because constant viewing will stress out the animals if they do not have a quite secluded part of the habitat to be at peace at. To make this possible, don't build the entire habitats out of glass, but only parts next to the paths from which visitors, your zoo's guests, watch the animals from. Getting the right plant life in the habitat alongside with the right terrain is another way of taking proper care of your animals. If you want to make them happy, and satisfy their environmental needs. The environmental card will show you the exact composition of the terrain that they like to be in and the level of plants that they like in their environment. You need to use the biome and continent filters to pick only the trees and shrubs that the animal's original biome is home to and place them in the habitat in the adequate quantity. Too little or too much plant life and the habitat will not be a suitable environment for your animals. Once you have met all these needs and in the correct levels and quantity, you can expect to see well-behaved, prosperous, and most importantly, happy animals, playing in their habitats, making in turn your zoo guests happy. If you would like to see how to make an underground habitat or a spacious land bridge over a lake, you can watch one of my other videos. I would also recommend the video on how to make the guests happy as a natural extension of this video. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next video.